We're behind the curve. Blue Jays starter Jose Berrios was pulled from his Game 2 wildcard start this week after just 3+ innings. He threw 47 pitches, didn't allow a run to that point, being pulled after walking the leadoff hitter in the 4th inning. And wouldn't you know it, the Twins end up scoring 2 runs that inning off of Yusei Kikuchi and won the game 2-0. Another lame move by a current-day manager. And I know it's not just the managers, Britt. This is a front office thing. Your colleague, Ken Rosenthal, wrote about numbers in baseball and that they should not be the only thing that matters when it comes to making decisions. Is there a disconnect today between analytics and the actual game going on?
I think there is, guys, and I think, as you mentioned, there's a great example there in Toronto. We have seen multiple examples of stuff like this happening where a guy's cruising along and the numbers say you have to take him out or you have to bat this guy at a certain place in the order. And, you know, I was talking to, ex-Mets manager Buck Showalter earlier this week, and he said his biggest regret is not, that he was forced to, quit or resign, however you want to phrase it, but it's that he didn't have the ability to in-game manage, that the lineup was taken over. The decisions that managers used to be able to make no longer were his to make. And I think that's an epidemic, not just with the Mets, but around baseball. You hire baseball people, and to various degrees, various guys have a little bit more of a runway to make decisions, but it is becoming harder and harder for a manager to manage the game based off of feel. If they don't have the numbers to back it up, if it's not something that's predetermined in these strategy meetings, which involve the front office and, the data analysts and things like that, then, it is very hard to say, I felt like I wanted to go with my gut here. And more often than not in the playoffs, actually analytics don't actually matter. It becomes a gut game. It becomes a feel game. It is too small of a sample size, I think, for the numbers to work. And numbers people have told me that. So I think the game right now is undergoing a seismic shift, and we need to get somewhere back towards that middle ground where we're blending the feel with the numbers and having really a little bit better, sense of what's going on in the game, regardless of what a computer printout is telling you.
And that is exactly why I coined the phrase data applicator years ago, because there are no more managers in baseball, very few. They're data applicators now. Todd, how much control should a manager have?
I think it's going to be varying degrees. I think there is, look, I would be considered an old school guy with old school thoughts. And to your coining a phrase, I said 2 years ago, sometimes there's use for the eyes rather than the iPads. And I believe that 100%. The issue is not whether you're old school or new school. The analytics are a part of it. The information is helpful. I think what gets lost in this is that the analytics are used to say if you do X, then the result over the long period of time, a year, a season, multiple seasons, is going to be Y. And that outcome is better than without those analytics. However, when you get to those games where you need 1 run or you need 1 win and the season could depend on that, then feel has to have something to do with it. And I think that's where the translation gets lost. And that's where I think that you could see managers taking more control.
Guys, I hope that the new rules and the success that Major League Baseball had with that going back to old time of games, that kind of stuff, the quicker pace of play, gives us a pathway to the heartbeat again with players and sort of frees up managers to go back to a little bit of the old school way. It's an entertainment business, and I think analytics and the people who are in charge of that sometimes forget that part of it. I like a little narrative, Sal, of a pitcher who stays in the game because the manager wants to hang with him. It didn't work out for the Mets when Terry Collins left Matt Harvey in there, but boy, it was a great story, and it was
also the 9th inning.
Yeah, oh yeah.
I mean,
right.
I agree with the decision of Lehman, but we're talking about 9th inning. The Blue Jays make a trade for Berrios. They're taking him out in the top of the 4th.
Yeah, it's gone crazy.
After 3 scoreless. I mean, and this is not the first time that we've seen this in the postseason. It's absurd.